Right, good morning, everyone. Well, I never thought I'd be doing this, broadcasting live from my own lounge. I don't normally get nervous about doing assemblies, but I've got to admit I'm a little bit nervous today. I've even got cue cards, never normally have to do that. So, welcome to you all. This is our celebration assembly, but before we start, let's just think about some of the things that we might have learnt this week. So, I guess we've learnt this week that number one, it's not a holiday, and I know that you really haven't been treating it like a holiday, so very well done to all of you. We've also learned to avoid some of those distractions that are around so that we can get on with our work, and by the look of some of the amazing work I've seen, you've done a great job of managing those distractions. And I guess the other thing we've thought about a bit is the NHS, whoops, right way up, the NHS and some of the great work that they have been doing. So that's for the NHS heroes. Don't know whether that bit's working or not. If it's not working, someone text me and let me know. Now, let's start our assembly. Now, normally what we do is we give out some of these, our values awards. We give out 2 each week for each class, but we're not going to be able to do that this week. And the reason is it would be unfair to pick anyone. There are so many people that have done amazing things. So I'm going to park this over here. And what I've got for you instead is something a little bit different. So we're going to start with our reception year 1 and year 2 team. Now, normally they come up to the front with the children they've selected. Instead, they've written me a little piece this week. So we'll start with reception. They can't be with us, but here is team reception. Can we have a round of applause for team reception? Going to move over, otherwise you won't be able to see Miss Cook. So, reception team, want to say firstly, thank you so much, reception, for being so amazing this week. We have loved seeing all your fantastic learning on Tapestry, especially your enthusiasm with learning the story Farmer Duck to complete your story maps. We've also seen some fantastic learning with odd and even numbers. We've had a brilliant weather outside, and it's been lovely to see all the learning that you've managed to do in your gardens. We've seen lots of planting, chalk writing, fairy gardens, the list goes on. Reception team also want to say they want to thank the families for their support with all the learning from home. Your engagement and enthusiasm has made our job so much easier, and we couldn't do it without you. Continue to upload your photographs and videos to Tapestry, as we really do love seeing them. And remember, learning is best when it's active. Let's have a round of applause for reception. And I know you've also been enjoying some of those videos that they've put online. I know we've had Mrs. Midlane with her daughter making Play-Doh. We've had some stories narrated. Well done to them. So next up, we've got our year 1 team, Miss Evans and Mrs. Brown. So can we have a big hand for team year 1? Okay, we've actually got 201 people now tuned in, so excellent. Great to see you all. Year 1 have said to me they would like to shout out about the fact that technology such as Tapestry, email and the parent WhatsApp groups have allowed us to continue to feel so in touch with families, and we can keep that week-filled buzz. They also want to shout out about the way the children are adjusting to home learning and taking on new challenges. Aside from the core learning, they're taking on tasks such as learning to count to 10 in different languages, which is amazing. They also want to shout out about the help the children are giving their families with things like washing the car, tidying the gardens, lots of outdoor work again. And they're also really, really pleased to see children read stories to their younger siblings and to the rest of their families. Their message is that they could go on. These are just some of the few things that have wowed them this week. So year 1 team, big round of applause for them. Well done. Okay, so next up, we have our year 2 team. Okay, so we've got Miss Devine and Mrs. Marsden. Can't be with us, but they're going to join me on my sofa. There you go. Let's just stand them up, make sure they're nice and straight. So team year 2, I know Miss Devine's cat has been a big draw this week on the telly. Miss Devine's cat seemed to find its way into her story this week. So well done to the cat. Year 2, they've had an incredible first week, and they've been really impressed by the following things. Number 1, how many children have worked hard on telling the time? We've had so many examples of time learning and also families inventing their own games. We think we've got lots of time experts now. Second thing they'd like to shout about is lots of historians in year 2. There've been some amazing fact pages about Neil Armstrong and some great comparisons between Neil Armstrong and Christopher Columbus. Thirdly, they'd like to thank the children for being so creative this week. They've had moon buggies and rockets made out of different materials. There've been colourful posters for the NHS, and there've been lots of delicious baking as well. They just wish they could taste some of it. And finally, they'd like to thank the children for making the most of the good weather and being outdoors in the sunshine. There've been lots of photos of learning taking place outside and children keeping active and healthy in their gardens. Well done to the families, they say. They look forward to seeing what you get up to next week. Big round of applause for year 2, please. Okay, so in between each year group, we normally say a couple of words. And first thing I would like to say is just a big shout out to all of our staff who I think have done an absolutely amazing job this week. They've made that your learning really fun and exciting and engaging. I think they've shown what good sports they are. I think they've gone over and above and beyond to engage you in this first week. And I'm just really, really proud of all of their efforts, as well as the teaching staff. We've got all of our teaching assistants who've been there in the background, supporting, staying in touch, and doing their bits. So a big, big thank you to them. We've got our office team who haven't been on site, but have been beavering away in the background, fielding messages and helping the school to tick over. Got people like Mr. Winstone, who is self-isolating, our caretaker at the moment. But Mr. Winstone, all the best to you. I'm guessing you might not be tuned in, but hopefully someone can pass this on. Our lunch break team, some of whom have been in and helping, others of whom have been supporting their colleagues in the background, and everyone's favourite dinner lady, Rita, who is also looking after herself. Rita, hi to you. We've got our team of cooks, who many of whom have been in this week, cooking for those children who've been in. Thank you to our cooks, and also to our governors, many of whom have been in touch and been supporting us through what's been quite a challenging time. So to the staff, massive shout out. Okay, so we're going to hear from our year 3-4 team now. Okay, so Miss Gregory and Mrs. Bibby, over you go. So year 3 and 4 have said the following. Miss Gregory and Mrs. Bibby would like to say a big thank you for all the messages they've received from children and families. It's lovely to hear from you all. They've seen some wonderful learning. Some children have had a go at dyeing carnations blue to observe how water is transported in plants. Others have been designing their own wacky machines for Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and then writing about them. There's been some beautiful artwork created, and others have been baking some delicious looking delights which have made their teachers' mouths water. Keep it up, year 3 and parents, and we look forward to seeing what you get up to next week. So well done, year 3-4 team. Okay, year 4 then. So we have Mrs. Moon and Miss Long. Okay, these are the people that they would like to thank and give a mention to. So they put, it would be impossible to list the children that have blown us away this week, as there are so many of you. We've been so impressed and proud of you. Your attitude towards learning has been incredible. We've seen so many amazing examples of learning and photos of you working hard. We've had lots of emails from you and your parents with messages of support and love that have brightened our days. A massive thank you to our class reps that have been the bridge between us and you. In short, we're excited to see what next week brings, because year 4 is full of superstars. Okay, so before we move to the year 5-6 team, I'd just like to mention a group of people who year 4 have actually just mentioned. Our parent reps. These people have stepped up at really short notice at the end of last week. They've gathered all of your information. They've assembled you in those WhatsApp groups. They've kept you in touch. It's probably cost them a fortune on their phone bill, but I don't think they're looking to make any claims. And they've just done a fabulous job of keeping in touch. So to all the parent reps and to everyone who helped to set that up, a massive, massive thank you. It's been a really, really important part of keeping us together this week. So our parent reps, please. Okay, so next up, we're going to move on to our year 5-6 team. And we have got Mrs. Davis and Mrs. Elmore. There you go. Let's pop them over there. And let's see who year 5 have got to thank. Year 5 have put, well, where on earth do we possibly begin? The list of children smashing it, Mrs. Elmore, is in year 5 is a very long one indeed. To name but a few, we've had examples of work that have blown us away, messages of support from parents and children that have brought a smile to all of our faces, pictures of our team in action that have filled us with pride, clear examples of resilient learning, but also children asking for support when they've been stuck, amazing class reps that have passed videos and messages along, helping us to feel connected to you all when we're away. Big up the year 5 squad. You are all amazing. Well done. Okay, so our final year group then is year 6. So we've got Miss White and Miss Garraway. Now, Miss Garraway, I don't know where the photo of you on the shared drive has gone, but I couldn't find it when I was printing these yesterday, so I had to pinch this one instead. I'm guessing you didn't like it and you might have deleted it, but I'll find out when we get back to school. So there we go. Here's our year 6 team. Year 6 have said this: Miss Garraway and Miss White have been incredibly overwhelmed and proud of all the work that we have been emailed continuously during the first week of home learning. We've had regular contact from many children and their parents, which keeps putting a smile on our faces. As well as children keeping up with their daily work, we've had a phenomenal amount of pictures of children getting creative in other ways, whether it be in the arts and crafts or through exercise. We've had photos and videos of all sorts of forms of exercise, to name but a few: the Joe Wicks PE, dancing, gymnastics, cricket, horse riding, roller skating, and basketball. The clips just keep on coming. Just keep on coming. It's been fantastic to see children cooking, creating arts and crafts, and enjoying the beautiful sunshine. The constant enthusiasm from our fantastic year 6s are keeping us going. Keep up the hard work. Well done, Team Year 6. Okay, so the final group of people I think that we need to thank are all of the families, all of you at home. The teachers have mentioned you, but your world has been slightly turned upside down, because you've gone from being families who drop your children to school each morning into their teachers. And that's a big task. And it's a really different relationship suddenly with your children. And we think that you have done a really, really amazing job. So there's 2 things here. The first thing is, a couple of days ago, I set your children a surprise task. So children, get ready. Now, the surprise task, where you had your fingers in your ears and your eyes closed, the surprise task was your children were going to try and make you something. Some of them will have been able to do this, others may not. So whether you have or you haven't, don't worry. I did ask them to hide their things. I suggested they hide them somewhere, like down their top. So children, now is the time to take out your thank yous and pass them to your families and give them a thumbs up or a big hug. And let's have a round of applause. Now, families, you may or may not know, but when you train to become a teacher, it takes several years, depending on which route you take. But you do something called your QTS, your Qualified Teacher Status, and your final teaching practice is normally about 8 weeks long. So for our families, from all of us, we've got something for you today, and this is your Wheatfields QTS Award, Stage 1. This will be finding its way to you later. And it says, for demonstrating exceptional effort and resolve in your first week of teaching. It's signed and dated by me, limited edition. You'll get it later, but well done to all of you for passing your Stage 1 QTS. Now, with getting your QTS Stage 1 comes great responsibility, and that means that you now have the power to give out some of our above and beyond postcards. So I will also be sending copies of these to you later, and when you feel your child is giving that little bit extra, when you feel they've really pushed themselves and excelled, you are very welcome to print one of these, write something nice on the back, maybe take a photo of it and share it with us, but you now have the honor of being able to do that. So well done. Okay, so the final part of Celebration Assembly, I normally ask the children who've been awarded the certificates to come and join me at 3 o'clock. And we normally go into the staff room and we have a hot chocolate together. Now, obviously, this week we can't take the children who've been awarded the certificates into the staff room, and we can't provide them with a hot chocolate. But the good news is, this week, everyone is getting hot chocolate. That's right, everyone is getting hot chocolate. So, this is how it's going to work. At 3 o'clock today, we're going to all come back together here with a cup of hot chocolate or a mug of hot chocolate. I've got my special I Am Your Father mug that was given to me for Father's Day one year. Let's tune in again at 3 o'clock. Now, normally what we do during hot chocolate is we talk about things that we're looking forward to. And I often ask the children things they're looking forward to at the weekend or in future. So what I would like you to do, I think you're going to be able to post a message on this live stream. If you can't post it on this live stream, if you post it on the day 5 video, any message, something that you are looking forward to. And when we get together later at 3 o'clock with our hot chocolate, I will try to read as many of those messages as is possible. That's the plan. So listen, before I send you off, a massive thank you. I think you have all been heroes this week. You've all been absolute heroes this week. We couldn't have asked for more from all of you. I look forward to seeing you at 3 o'clock. Can we end, as we often do, with a final round of applause for Wheatfield? Well done. Okay, have a great day. Take care. See you at 3. Bye.